Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're gonna explore crank length. Have you ever wondered if your cranks are the right size, or has your bike setup been holding you back this whole time? Well, today we're gonna experiment with different crank lengths and answer some of those questions. Let's get into it.
That's pretty good. Is he actually doing that?
What's he doing with it?
What's going on, everybody? Johnny Van's here, and I'm joined with my man, Race Lee, and boy, do we have a lot of questions to answer today. So let's start off with understanding some basics when it comes to crank length. So first, Race, what is crank length, and why should anyone even care about it?
Crank length is ultimately the main factor that affects your overall spin or the cadence at which you can pedal, you know, the whole drivetrain. Cranks come in all kinds of different sizes, from 95 all the way up to 185 millimeters. And crank length is the predominant factor in how many rotations you get and the amount of leverage you get in and out of the gate, leaving the corners all around the track.
It's almost thinking about it kind of like an Allen wrench. Like a longer Allen wrench is gonna give you a bit more leverage to get that bolt loose, whereas like a shorter Allen wrench is gonna require a bit more force. As someone's experimenting a little bit more with crank length, I feel like that's where what we're doing today is gonna start providing some answers for someone. So let's get straight into that. As you can see, we've got two bikes in front of us. We'll start off with my setup. This right here is a Radio Quartz Triple XL, and I've got 180 millimeter cranks on there with a 4918. Now your bike is set up pretty similar, but we did change something for this video. So
yeah, so kind of on the opposite ends of the spectrum, my bike has a 4617, which is a pretty similar gearing rollout to Johnny's bike, but I have 170 millimeter cranks, so a lot shorter than his 180s. It's gonna make for tighter rotations. Outside of that, like Johnny said, have pretty much identical setups on bar height and overall bike setup, just 180s and 170s.
Yeah, and that was the main goal for today's video. So we are going to take these two bikes and run them through a series of tests. So now we get to kind of see both ends of the spectrum. The roller sprints are gonna give us that high pedal cadence feeling. You know, that's where the shorter crank should excel. And then the box sprints are going to give us that feeling of like acceleration. And that's where we'll probably see the 180s be faster, but there's only one way to find out. So let's get started with some roller sprints.
Let's do it to it.
Dang, peep the drip. What's with that shirt?
So when you run small cranks, your shirts are automatically smaller as well. One experiment that we're
Some good material.
yeah, that
Where can I buy one of those?
fulltailbike.com actually.
Oh, wow.
In the youth section.
Wow.
Yeah, yep.
Look at all those over there too.
Merch gang, merch madness.
Hit the link. Give it to him.
Huh?
Give it to him. That was 30. 30 miles per hour.
30, dirty 30.
Dang. It's almost like he never left. He's back.
He's back, he's coming back. Yeah, guaranteed. Big shirts, last place. Got a solid 26 here.
It's my turn now. Time to show you how it's done.
Jesus.
What do we get?
Save me. Save me.
One sprint in on the 180s. Did you feel a difference? I mean, I know it's pretty early, but what'd you feel?
We're working pretty hard with these 180s. We got a lot of distance to cover on the rotations. Thankfully, our full tilt merch is keeping our stamina intact, or else everything would be falling out. Or maybe it is a little bit around the bottoms, but don't
I think you got a pump.
But yeah, we're getting pumped up. Round two, ready to go.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see it.
Let's get her.
I think that was a 37.
That's right.
I think it was 37.
That's right. Okay. I like to call this guy Cooper Webb, number 2.
Dude's about to go full jacket
We
off.
still have to verify whether that was a 37 or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked fast.
The verification factor is not there. The believification is there.
I don't know about that one.
Ooh. Sounded pretty down. Clearly this video is no longer PG rated.
No longer PG-13. Had to whip out the ventilation model. This is actually an aftermarket custom full tilt shirt here.
Oh wow.
Only available to the moms. You're ready.
Oh, we gotta see what it is. Look at the crop top. Oh my god.
Top Nation.
32. Oh. You gotta get it rolling. There. Gotta get it moving. Honestly, at first, I didn't really feel a difference. But I do think I'm kind of starting to feel it. It's kind of like, I mean, yeah, they're longer cranks, but like I do kind of feel it being longer. Like I feel like when I'm sprinting, I'm used to like my hips kind of like being here, but I feel like with this crank, like I kind of have to like be a little bit higher up. I mean, I'll know for sure when I go to the other one, but I don't know if it's like that for you, but I definitely do feel a little bit of a difference.
Once my brain recovers all the oxygen it's lost, I'll let you know what I think. The power.
It's the shorts.
That one was yours.
Rolling.
Excuse my, oh. What? Was that 26?
Ooh.
Dang.
Dang.
That was not good.
Stamina is down.
Yeah, I guess that's 26. Okay, got bike number 2, kitted up, ready to go. Any thoughts about the 180s, or you want to test that one first, or you give an
We're
opinion?
gonna test this one first. You know, we're going with opposite day, so as you can see, unfortunately you guys can't buy this one. This is a limited piece in my collection, but
Is that a sundress?
yeah, small cranks, big shirt, big crank, small shirt. So I'm taking my own personal approach to performance on cranks, and we're gonna see what works best. But I'll let you know my thought on the 180s after I rip one on the 170s. So
Rip it. Ooh, that was a long one.
that felt good. That felt good. I like it.
17 miles an hour.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So I think she's skipping a rotation.
I don't know how accurate this computer is. We probably should have. Yeah. I mean, it works, but
It is working, but
I mean, maybe we're just getting that much slower, but that's kind of hard to believe.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
He's back. That grape soda. Ciao.
Oh wow.
Woo.
I felt a difference right away. I don't know. Yeah, wow, that was crazy. I don't know about you, but I definitely felt a difference right away. That felt just way more natural to me. I didn't feel like I had to like stand as tall, but yeah, pretty sick. All right, your turn.
Take 2. I think you've got I think you're good to go now. That last one had some discrepancy to it. I don't think our scientific method was working properly, but
Pull the averages on that one and exclude the last one, because that's really gonna put a hurting on my win percentage when it comes down to the rollers. So
I mean, I had a 26 on one of them, so who knows?
give it a rip here.
I know you were at least in the 30s. Oh,
In the 30s. Game time, 32-4.
32-4.
32-4.
Hey, that is twice as good as 17.
We're peaking. We're peaking with the 170s. The 170s is big. So we're gonna go ahead and cut to a consensus that the shorter the crank, the more rotations, which you would think
Less rotational weight.
that the less rotational weight, but the more rotations, the harder it is to get it going faster. But for me, it seems a whole lot easier than turning those 180s. So I don't want to say that I was right from the start, but maybe I'm just positively affirming myself all the way to believing that the 170s are better. So we'll let the computer decide. Maybe. Take
Number 2.
Ooh. That looks like a heater. That looks like a straight heater. Well, you put it in a horrible angle. Special guest appearance on today's YouTube channel.
We got him.
He lives.
I got one frame of him.
Lives.
33?
33.
Wow, 33. I figured out why the pedal feels so loose. It's because it's just because it's set to the lowest setting. So.
Oh yeah, I was working on that dude's bike this weekend, and yeah.
I don't think you knew if you'd even make it this far. 6 sprints and you're only halfway through the workout. You still got a whole another way to go.
It's grind season. We're coming back just in time for the Olympics. I can petition in, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who day?
Who day?
Nag 1. All right, let's see it.
They
170s.
are very fast, and I am not.
So are you ready for your miles per hour?
Give me the consensus.
What do you think? Better or lower?
Same, consistent. 31.5.
Well, it's 0.
Oh my
God.
God! Seriously?
Yeah.
What are the chances? Where's the operations department? Even though we're faulty on our computer, so she's definitely getting returned. We're gonna call her a day, give her one last go at it.
You got numbers?
See if we can break the course record. All the power, straight power. Oh, buddy, record time.
What is it?
6.9 miles an hour.
Dude, I was trying my hardest.
6.9 here, just so the camera can't say that the guy in the crop top's perverted. 6.9 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Made it to the 2nd spot.
Sprint spot. About to go down. Get the unofficial results of what happens when you put the pedals to the pavement. Literally.
Sprint number 1, let's let her rip.
Disclaimer, there's not much knowledge left in our two brains, so make sure you always wear a helmet when at home. Don't be like us. Just take our advice.
Not bad, bud.
180, take 1. What do we got, folks? What do we got? Ooh. Race Lee's got to do some work. Look at all that extra leverage he's got, getting him to a whopping 2.55. Sprint 2. Trial 2. 170s. Purple bike. Grape soda.
That 1-2 looking hot. 270.
Want to see how to scare Johnny? .254, getting faster. Speed is there, but we should really be at the skate park. Little does he know. How are we sitting? We're getting faster. 254. 254. I think we should go to the skate park next.
Yeah, we probably should go to the skate park. Sprint number 3, my man. freaking let her rip. .269. Nice.
I get like no drive with my hips.
That's some pretty interesting first pedal technique you got there.
Literally like getting no drive with my. Hey!
2.69. Very nice. Great.
Yes.
You're getting better. Getting faster.
Right on.
Pedal! Go!
I wonder if it made him go any faster.
Oh,
Factory dads, you guys are up to something out there. From the sidelines. The screaming, the pedal. Hey, screaming pedal actually makes you go faster. Say something for all the factory dads.
because I'm trying not to laugh the whole time.
Yes.
Did not help.
Oh, it helped on the time. So for all the factory dads out there, keep yelling.
See, I was wondering what I was supposed to do, and then when you said pedal, I was like, that's what I gotta do is pedal. Sometimes I forget, so it's good to have those reminders.
Yes.
Let's see what the front's looking like. Look at that company vehicle right there.
Yeah, you should really close the back so they don't see all our trash in.
It's trash day. What's the problem?
Hey, the working man's gotta work. Okay? Somebody has to take the trash out.
All right, get her, bud.
Got that back fit.
Oh, I think he gave her the beans on that one. Yes, sir. He's consistent. What's your favorite number?
Uncle Ron is with us today. It was planned. It was planned. Faster! Faster! I'm telling you, all the dads out there, all the dads and the moms and all the BMX parents, yelling does help. It helps you makes you go faster. So yelling does, dude. Little did we know, we were researching crank size, but really we found that yelling actually makes you go way faster than any crank size does. So
It just doesn't feel as good, but
just
I guess it works.
make sure you're confident in encouraging your kids, and you will go fast. They will go fast every single lap. So
Don't change the gear. Just yell at the kid more.
not even necessarily kids, okay? Let's not pinpoint too hard on kids. Encourage the kids. And we don't like to call it yelling, right? Because we're not yelling. That's aggressive. And if you don't have a parent or a representative to come to the races with you, then you need to be yelling in your head.
Yes. Okay, so we got quite a few of them done. How are those 170s feeling? Do you feel a difference, or
Just, beating the brakes off. Smooth rotations. My hips and my legs have enough, power to get to the bottom, but also get it back up fast enough. We're going to see how the 180s rock. I'm feeling optimistic about it, that I'm going to get a little bit better off the start, because clearly I suck. And once I get better off the start, I'm thinking the 180s might actually go faster. But if they don't, then I was right, and if they do, then I was right as well. So
yes,
let's rock it.
Okay, so I just wrapped up my set of the 180s. They didn't feel much better than 175s. I didn't really feel like I had that much more leverage. Just felt like my stroke was a little bit longer. So, I mean, times were okay with them, but yeah, not really a big fan of the 180s, whether it was the roller sprints or the box sprints, but we're gonna keep going and keep testing more. You already gave your opinion on the 170s, right?
Yeah, well, you see, I'm having technical difficulties, so I think I'm going to try and get a little more aerodynamic
Technical
for these
difficulties?
difficulties. And once I'm more aerodynamic, the extra leverage and the slightly better gearing, a little more California gearing on this one, is going to give me that straight performance right off the box. So
I think it's just my bike. My bike's just faster.
no, it just has red nipples on the front, so red's faster.
Feels a little weird, huh, bud?
I don't know about that. I feel like this thing is...
Yeah, doesn't it feel weird? The stroke
Yeah.
is like
Ooh.
way different. It's okay, you're just warming up.
We've got some work to do. We've got some trade secret here. Johnny hasn't yelled for my last 2 sprints, so I'm not yelling for this one. He's gonna go slower. Sprint number 1, 170s on the grape soda. Oh, see? What'd I tell you? You don't yell? Sorry, you don't positively affirm him? 257. It's way off the... You're off the pace, man. You're off the pace. You are off the pace.
Yeah, we're both getting slower. It's crazy to go back and forth to that. Like, I feel like it wouldn't be as big of a difference if you like rode them in 2 separate days. But like coming straight from that to this feels way different. But I guess it goes to show that like crank length is something that you can actually feel. But yeah, I think we both got to get warmed up on these setups. We're a little slower now.
Faster times in the works right now.
He's got the leverage. He's got the motivation. He's got the dreams. Does he have the times?
Got that crank position up. We're going a little bit head start on this.
Big crank. Oh yeah. Oh, shut up. No way. The one time he actually does a really good sprint. Okay, that was a really good sprint, but it didn't register. I swear on everything. That was a good one though.
How does it not register?
I don't know. It literally did not register. Look at the time. It did not take you 12 seconds.
Ooh. He is warming up.
All right, last one didn't register, but it looked good. So you just do that same thing again.
Just ready. We're just ready.
You're piping. No way. Oh my gosh. It didn't read again.
Shut up.
I swear.
No way.
You're not going fast enough.
You're kidding me.
What's wrong? This is a bad investment.
No.
Go faster. What do you guys bet? Oh no. Mellowed out, keeping it consistent. Even with the encouragement. The verbal encouragement appears to keep times consistent, because that one definitely would have been a 258. My spidey sense is telling me that.
I feel like if I'm not like perfect body placement, the stall feels way harsher than like with the 180s. Whereas like 180s, I felt like if I was just a little bit out of place, you know, I could kind of get away with it a little bit with the leverage. But yeah, 170s are kind of brutal. They feel good once you get them up to speed though. It's just right here. If only there was something in the middle between the two.
Yo, that's 3 for 3. 3 for 3.
Wow.
I don't know.
There's something.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing
I don't know what I'm doing.
I guess you're not doing enough.
I'm going too fast. I'm literally going so fast they can't even read me. I'm traveling faster than the speed of light. Just go home.
That was not it.
Just go home. Nothing to see here.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
5-6. Yeah, I already knew.
The disappointment.
Will the timers work this time? Or will Race Lee remain clueless as to whether he is faster or not?
Got a good feeling that it's gonna be a speedy one. I'm gonna prove to you that these timers literally are not fast enough to catch my times.
Zabolt!
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Up, 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 up! Go, 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 go! Oh, the timers want to work that time. Still a great dishonor. Not very fast.
Not that fast.
Yeah, they work, but they're not that fast.
Oh my gosh.
And look at that. What do you know? Mind over matter. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the sprint spot. It's getting a little dark out. Golden hour's going down, so
We're solid.
yeah, we're sitting. We're back. We're back in it.
Oh yeah, we're back.
Shades
Not
with
bad.
the radars. Yeah.
180s are still faster, but
So after a conduction, we're gonna go back, hit the whiteboard, get a little graph together, let you guys know the real scientific results of either just pedaling faster, 170s, 180s, dad bod washed up, pro bod, peak form, and we'll see you back at the shop.
fully close. Or daddy will kill me.
Okay, just like that. You with us? Man, a lot has happened today, and there's definitely a lot to unpack.
Pretty much a full workout, you know, and coming from a guy
First
that
one in a couple months
hasn't worked out in a couple months. Yeah, we got a lot accomplished. Definitely felt some peak performances with different componentry that we used today, but also had a good comparison on what overall might be the best and, you know, the better option. Got some good insight on how to select cranks and, you know, what might be more beneficial for better tracks, because who says you can't change it up? Who says you have to have one set of cranks? So
Yeah, for sure. So I guess let's just start off with first thing. One of the biggest things that we learned today and want to highlight is that, you know, your gearing ratio doesn't like exist in a vacuum. If you are running a certain gearing ratio and you change crank size, that is going to have an impact on your overall rollout. So one of the things we get asked all the time is, hey, what gear should I run? And I think it's really important for people to make sure they're on the right size crank first, then dial in that gearing. And would you agree with me there, or do you kind of have a different opinion with that?
no, I would agree with you there. I think all the variables play a big role. That's pretty straightforward to, you know, anything mechanical. When you have, you know, different size rollouts with different size cranks. And really, I think the point that we were out to prove today is, you know, something that a lot of people ask is, do longer cranks really affect your performance? Because a lot of people always want to look to go a little bit longer. Everybody's trying to go a little bit bigger. Not a lot of people coming in and saying, hey, I think I need some smaller cranks. So I think we did prove that point, that you get a little bit more leverage. I know, at least for the box sprint portion, right off the bat, I could feel a strong difference in having a longer crank than a shorter crank. But when it came down to having your leverage come into play, I really felt the difference. And that's a big question that a lot of people always ask. So, when gearing comes into play, kind of the same thing.
Yeah, kind of trying to figure out which you like, but
Yeah.
It seems like, you know, let's optimize that crank setup first, then kind of dial in the gearing a little bit. But yeah, let's get into that, the overall summary. You know, what set of cranks did you like more? Are you, at the end of the day, are you going with the 170s? Are you going with the 180s? Or do you feel like you might pick something else?
You know, I think on a last minute note, I'm going to change over to the 180s. You know, I've kind of the whole video been 170, 170, 170, but, you know, my last couple of sprints, as I was getting, you know, outside of my technical difficulties, I was getting closer to really hammering the start. And I feel that with BMX being such a sprint, that, you know, as long as I'm factoring in a normal to shorter first straight, not a big long first straight like Nashville, that 180 crank size is just going to benefit me more. I'm going to get going quicker off the start. And even with having a little bit more gear, I'm able to use that rollout overall over a, you know, a more efficient path rather than having a little less of a rollout with a shorter crank.
Yeah, I mean, you can spin all you want, but if you get cut off at the 30-foot line, there's not much that you can do in the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with you a little bit. You know, when we did roller sprints, I was kind of sold on the 170s right away. I was like, oh my gosh, I need a set of these for myself. And then going and doing the box sprints, that was when I was kind of leaning more towards the 180s. And I think towards the end of it, I think overall, for kind of the same reason that you have, I would have to go with the 180s as well, just because I felt like there was a certain level of forgiveness with the 180s. Like the 170s, I felt like I had to be in the perfect position. Otherwise, that stall on the first few pedals was really, really big for me. I just felt like the 180s gave me a little bit more leeway to, as I got more tired, be slightly out of position, but still kind of have that leverage to push that gear down. And kind of like what you were saying, the gate start's very important to me. You know, I want to make sure that I'm getting out of the gate as quick as possible. And I think for that reason, I would just feel more confident with the 180s. But in all honesty, we didn't test these, but both of us ride a different crank than what we rode today. And if I had to choose a crank out of everything, I'm probably going to go 175s. 175s felt really good to me.
Duh.
And that's where I'm going to go with, you know. So I guess we were running those cranks our whole careers for a reason, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Or, I mean, our whole, you know, we've kind of hit the point where we're not getting any taller, or our, you know, physical variables aren't changing as much. So we've been running 175s for such a long time that, you know, I used to run 77.5s, and that was a really good crank for me back in my quote unquote prime. I was actually running 177s, but the 175 nowadays is just such a good in-between crank. And you know, yeah, I would agree, it's kind of obvious that a 175 is the crank that we want or we should be riding, but at the same time, for, you know, testing purposes, training purposes, a lot of what we did in this video goes to show that you know, your form and how you handle the bike and the power that you produce can be tested on so many different setups that it's worth having, you know, one extra size to, you know, whether
go back and forth.
Yeah, whether you go to a lot of indoor tracks, you probably want to have a set of 180s on hand so that you can have a, you know, you can handle more gear, but you can get out of the gate at the same speed. Or if you go to, you know, longer tracks like Nashville and Rockford, you're going to have a little bit shorter of a crank, so you don't have to have that instantaneous 30-foot jump. And I'm not saying go and throw a set of 170s on to go to Rockford, because you're going to be, you know, pedaling a million miles by the first corner. But, you know, if you're training in preparation to, you know, get yourself ready for one of those races and then swap back to a set of 175s, that might not be a bad idea.
So going back to the data that we have and see what it shows, it seemed like the 170s, as to be expected, felt better and performed better in the roller sprints. Obviously, some of that data is a little bit skewed, but just going off of the feelometer, I felt way faster on the 170s. I felt like I could have a better form, wasn't standing so tall, I could kind of really get into the pedals. And so I think in that category, 170s won as expected. Kind of same thing for you?
I overall in general feel that yes, the 180s were the choice, even with the roller sprints, because on the roller sprints I felt like I had a decent amount of side play, but when you get up to your peak cadence and your pedals are going so fast, it to me levels out how much your hips are moving. So really the 180s to the 170s on the rollers, I couldn't feel that much of a difference. And then once we hit the pavement, that was when I really felt more comfortable with the 180s, because I was able to get full crank lengths out of, you know, my inseam and my height. So.
So speaking with the box sprints, looking at some of the data, technically you got your fastest time on the 170s, but as we saw, we had a minor timer malfunction for your sprints. But I'd say just by going off the looks, like me watching you from the side, your 1, 2, 3 definitely looked way better on the 180s, and I think personally you looked faster on the 180s. And then moving on to my box sprint, I got my best time on the 180, so 2.50 was my best for that one. I got kind of close with the 170s, but kind of like what I said before, seemed like the 180s were just a bit more consistent for me and a bit more forgiving. And yeah, as to be expected, 180s performed better for me in that region. Hopefully this video was able to give you guys a little bit of insight into some crank testing. Super scientific, super accurate with all the data. But really at the end of the day, it seems it goes off feel and personal preference. So hopefully you guys were able to gain something from it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to check out Full Tilt Bike Co. for all of your BMX needs. And we will see you in the next one.
See you next time with the white coats. Peace out.
Later.